Shit, early morning streams, early morning streams. Whew. Sure. That nigga Kaji can't even beat his fucking ass.
力こそ全てだ。俺は手に入れた。圧倒的な力。この大会が俺の波動を飾る最初の一歩となる。戦いの価値。俺は一人の女に出会う。恐れることなく近づいてきた。風間純。不思議な女だった。せいや！勝ち進んだ俺の前に現れた。生きていたとはな。まさかこの俺が。貴様は俺の手で必ず。
That nigga in turn through. Bro, these niggas have a weird infatuation with throwing each other off cliffs. Oh, this is June. And is she supposed to be expecting with Jen? Okay.
Mishima 財閥当主の座に返り咲いたわしはある伝説を耳にする。古来南米の奥地には刀身が眠るという究極の武を手中にできるというその伝説にわしは魅せられた。しかし探索は失敗に終わる。
俺は母がいてさえくれればそれでよかった。なぜだ。その頃俺は母の遺言に従い三島平八のもとに身を寄せていた。力だけを求めていた。圧倒的な力を。俺は平八に勧められるまま大会に参加した。そして奴は現れた。母の仇を前にした時、何かが俺の中で弾けた。
I think Ancient Ogre may have killed his ass.
呪われた三島の血。あの時何があったのか思い出せる。
You shot the nigga shot you and you beat the fuck out of Hayachi. I can tell you what happened.
ジンの行方を追っていたわしは一枚の写真を入手する。そこにはジンに行方を追った男の姿が映し出されておった。間違いない。この男は。写真の男が和也だと確信したわしは遺体の行方を追っていくうちに G 社という新興企業に行き当たる。 G 社は入手した和也の遺体から遺伝子データを解析し新たな人体を生み出そうとしておった。
I'm a conspiracy.
鉄拳士を率い G 社研究施設へと向かった。
Is it Tekken 4 where they it's him and Hayachi fighting everything, or is that Tekken 5? I think that might be Tekken 5. I don't know how people can consider Tekken 3 the best Tekken.
和也をしのぐほどのその力、わしがもらう。
And that nigga Jin blitzed both they dumbasses. That nigga Jin showed up, beat their ass, and left. Now we got Tekken 5. Jin Park.
全てを奪われた男三島陣八、かつて最強の剣士と呼ばれた男に俺は勝った。
So really, this nigga Jin was just that boy. Jin was just that nigga.
力こそ
全てだ。 Alright. Tekken 6. I didn't play Tekken 6 that much. I really got into Tekken in Tekken 7.
三島財閥の全世界掌握は時間の問題と思われていた頃、G 社が三島財閥の前に立ちはだかる。その頃から俺はこの戦いに疑問を抱くようになっていた。俺たちのこの戦いは本当に正しいのだろうか。俺は志を同じくする者たちと共に鉄拳衆全兵力の半数を引き連れ、三島財閥からの反乱を決意する。そんな中、G 社はジンに莫大な懸賞金をかけると発表。G 社の発表に呼応するように、三島財閥は大会の開催を宣言した。大会が進行する中、ジンの行方を追い、中東の遺跡に向かった俺たちは、太古の化け物アザゼルの復活を目の当たりにする。自ら戦争を引き起こすことで世界を負の感情で満たし、アザゼルを復活させ、アザゼルもろとも追消滅することで世界を救う。それがジンの真の狙いだった。果たしてそれは正しい道だったのだろうか。消息不明となったジンに代わり、三島財閥の当主に返り咲いた兵たちはデビルの力を持つカズヤをおびき出すため、ザ・キング・オブ・アイアンフィストトーナメントの開催を宣言する。その裏で消息不明となったジンを救出した俺たちはアジトに潜伏しながら攻勢に出るチャンスを伺っていた。やがて三島財閥と G 社による戦争は苛烈さを増していき、ついに平八と和也の戦いに決着の時が訪れる。
貴様からは全てを取り戻す。戦いとは最後にどちらが立っているか、それだけだ。
決着はついた。しかし和也は三島財閥を壊滅させた後も世界を侵攻し続けている。平八なき今、和也を止めることができるのは俺たちだけだ。
ああ、デビルの力を持つ者として和也は俺が殺す。
All right. Let's go ahead and finish this practice shit. I got 3 more characters to do. Starting with Law. Then I'm gonna get back in the lab with Lily, Raina, and Oscar, and June. I don't know. I might try to pick up some Howrain. Let's see. No, I like how they revamped Paul. The haircut grew on me. I just hate him as a character.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel.
I'm probably never gonna stream all day. I'm just gonna stream for a little while. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy what I normally enjoy on my days off. Oh, X. Okay. Damn it. There we go. There we go. Alright. Bitch. I keep doing the same. I was doing the same. Oh, I got it. What? Circle. Circle. There we go. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Oh. There we go. We got then okay. Okay. Bum. Wait, no. Bum. Okay. This X. Square, every is X. I press triangle. Okay, there's more than enough time to get out. Why the fuck did it do that? Why did it do? What did it do? Oh, back hurts. Oh man. Almost. There we go. There we fucking go. I knew I had it too. Alright, let's move on to the next character. Oh, it's fun. Triller, I don't enjoy playing him. Leroy Jenkins.
Today's video, I'm bringing you guys another discussion video because I've noticed you guys have been enjoying these discussions that I've been uploading lately, and frankly, I've been enjoying making them. Just been kind of refreshing to do something that's a little bit different from like booting up whatever the fighting game choices for the day, and then jumping into regular points matches. And that's what I do. I'm just a little bit of this, like the biggest jump into what I do.
Okay. There we go. You can delay that last hit. Then... Wait, is that? Damn. Leroy Jenkins. Oh, wait. Wait, It's X. Is that? Oh my, cool. Both kick buttons. Both the kick buttons. Got it. Oh, got it. Hard. Pretty cool. Alright. Okay. Okay. Wait. Nope. Square. Oh. Oh, I was lucky. Got it. Whoo! Okay, I got him. Boom, boom. Okay. It's square. Oh. Wait, kick buttons. Kick buttons. Wait. What is this? Okay. Bum bum. What? Wait, why did I go straight into that? I pressed triangle. I must have. Wait. Oh. Wait. He did it down. Oh, he's square. Come on now. No. Square. There we go. That's the most heat damage I've seen out of most of these combos. Character selection. Then we're gonna start labbing with. I think I'm gonna try Reyna first. Real talk. Oh. They really wanted to. They should have. I wouldn't be opposed to them putting their genders in here. Just because the masses.
Get ready for the next battle.
Oh wait, what's this? There we go. Okay, 6. Seven. 8. Oh, down. Okay. Wait. Ooh. Oh shit. Hold on, I got it. Ten. Bum. Wait. Okay, I got it. Triangle. Okay. Oh. Okay. That's all it is. Ah! I didn't do the crescent fast enough. 57. Bum bum bum. Da da da. Fuck. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Let me make sure. Okay, he doesn't have one for the next one. Cause these crescents mid combo ain't me. Bum bum bum. Do do da. Fuck. Bum bum bum. Da da da. Da da da. Why did it? There we go. Here we go. I'm pressing the wrong button. I'm pressing circle. Okay, I got it. Damn. Okay. Must be straight from jab. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, come on. Why is that not connecting? Oh, I did it. Okay, okay. Got it. Oh, that's all of them fucking complete. That's all of them complete. I'm a completionist. I'm a completionist. I've done every combo challenge in the fucking game. So cool. Oh. You would think that would have been a trophy. You really would have thought that would have been a fucking trophy. From 5 burst excluding. Okay, that's easy. Win a player match, win a total of 50 online battles of any kind. Finish chapter 1, of course, you get the story modes. Fine, okay. Fought against your own ghost. Defeated 10 CPU ghost in super ghost battle. Defeated a player's ghost. Finished arcade battle. Started completed 5 combo challenges. You would think since they completed 5 combo challenges, they would have completed everybody's combo challenge. But, you know. It happens. Okay. I'll get this game platinum probably. Anyways. Back to practice mode. Because I'm debating practicing Reina or Lily or June. I'm gonna tell you now. I can tell you the characters I'm already off limits on, and it's all 3 of these bums. It's all 3 of them. Jin maybe, but these 2, nah, I'm good. Fucking Kazi and Devil Jin, I was able to do Dragunov shit pretty easy, but nah. I'm gonna let Laron have that nigga. Yoshi Miss bitch, that's just for the streets. He's for everybody now. That nigga dope. I'm not playing him. How wrong? I would love to, but he has a high skill level. Nina, I would love to, but I can't. I don't have the patience to learn how to do that long ass fucking combo she can do. Maybe Zhao Yu. Nah, I'm good on Lee. Asuka, of course. Lily, of course. Lars, maybe, because Lars did get some new shit. But June, yeah, probably. I'll keep Steve and how wrong is, what's the word? As fuck. What's the word? Fuck. Casual characters. I won't focus on them on ranked. I'll focus on probably these 4. Let me go ahead and make a costume for Reina.
YouTube.
Let me go make a costume for Reina. He was like, I got some bracelets tomorrow. I was like, Papa, it's okay. He was like, I can take you the one on Dickinson Road. No, that one's not it. I could go for some fucking ramen right now. I could really go for some. Alright, we're gonna go to customization, character customization. Not Lee. Reina. You already know. Or maybe white. No, we're doing white. Is it possible to change your hair under it? Oh, it is. The thing is, I don't have a schoolgirl fetish. I just think Reno would look dope in a schoolgirl outfit. No cap, no kizzy. Imagine. Okay, She's the she's the protagonist that just she's the most popular kid in school, but when you piss her off, she just beats everybody ass, bro. Oh, okay. What does that mean? What's magic mirror? Oh, all these. I want all of Tekken 8's music. Oh. Nah, Tekken 5 has got some of the best music. But nah, yeah. glad the jukebox there. Okay. Avatar customization. Why am I standing like this, bro? I stand like a bitch. Oh shit. I'm in pain, nigga. Oh.
Early this morning that I thought was kind of interesting. Sparked some discussions, controversy. I made a point of it myself, and obviously the way I articulated myself, the way I worded things, sparked even more conversation, and it warranted its own reaction. So I thought it was worth getting into here today. So the tweet in question comes from a user by the name of Bard. I originally thought was a pervert, but shows that I didn't go there because I misread the numbers, right? But the tweet reads, played against someone with TTP in their name to say GG's and all advice, and he told me to not get any tips and work on myself. Forgot to give him a friend for no reason. Then I matched with him again, so it affected him. Work on that. Now this person is referring to the game Under Night in Birth. This is whatever. It's a very long title, but a brand new Under Night fighting game that's currently in early.
Why the fuck is specialty mode on?
Another day or so. Yeah, that game just came out.
I could have sworn I said no when they said cut it on.
Somebody online who had TTP in their name pulled up to their street, GG's, and tried to offer them some advice. Now, do I want to speak on this, or do I want to get into like my quote first? I think I'll comment on this before I get into things piece by piece. To me, this originally read as like a very kind of arrogant, condescending kind of tweet, right? I personally find it kind of, I'm trying to word myself better than I did with my quote and be more articulate and be more delicate.
Because it made me think I was doing the shit. Get this shit off. What the fuck, man? I definitely clicked off, did I not?
Kind of vibe from this. Now, here's the thing, right? Oftentimes it can be hard to discern somebody's mood, their tone, and especially their intentions behind the words that they're saying, whether that's in a tweet, whether that's in a YouTube comment, whether that's in Twitch chat, right? That's something that I think we can all admit that we struggle with from time to time. And I feel like often is the case for myself and maybe for you guys, you tend to assume the worst, right? You very rarely give people the benefit of the doubt. This is something that we'll probably circle around to again later and touch back on. But with that being said, I saw this tweet and then I ended up quoting it myself and said, I hate to burst your bubble, but you are the asshole in this situation. Most people do not want unsolicited advice, and if you can't see how going into someone else's chat for the first time ever, to lecture them after beating them is super annoying, I don't know. And then proceeded to follow this up by saying, the streamer could have absolutely handled it better, but I do not blame them for being annoyed in that situation. Now, as somebody who is a content creator, somebody with a decently sized platform and following an audience, whatever, and as somebody who's been streaming fighting games on Twitch themselves for almost 6 years, because DBZ is when I first really started stream grind, and it's crazy to think that not only is that game 6 years old, but I've been doing this for 6 years, and feel a little bit old at this point, right? But anecdotally, in my experience, right, I have had countless people come through to the stream, say GG's after they've won, right? This is typical of people who are just trying to be smug or just kind of like assholes, like I said in the tweet, right? And so when I see this person's tweet, I see it the same way as I've seen countless times in my own chat. It's like, you coming through and say GG's, oh, you do this and this, like, that's just the type of, it's just gotta be a dickhead, you know what I'm saying? It's not that it never happens, but seldom does somebody come into chat and say GG's after a loss, right? It does happen. I've had it happen to me. I've seen it happen to others, and there are people who are replying to both my tweet or the other person's tweet saying, similar stories. It absolutely happens. But in my 6 years of streaming Dragon Ball Fighters, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, etc., the majority of the people who will come through to your chat and say GG's or try to help you or teach you or whatever are people who are being arrogant kind of jerks, and they only say it after they you know what I'm saying? Even disregarding the advice part, people saying GG's, if you play fighting games, bro. For one, it is one of those things where, when we salty, we ain't trying to hear that GG shit. Because you trying to think of the excuses as to why you lost, or, man, that person sucked, or whatever the case may be. And granted, some of you are probably more mature, you know what I'm saying? You handle the situation a lot better. It doesn't matter you one way or the other, etc., etc. That's something that, if you are...
Okay. Nah, hell no, nigga.
Mindset, that's how you feel, that's your belief, that's your philosophy.
Why the fuck wanna let me cut this off? I don't wanna play on specialty fucking mode.
How we handle situations and how we handle a loss, or whatever the case may be. Right, but I think a lot of you guys can understand the feeling of you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have said that if you lost, or, oh, I ain't trying to hear that right now, right? So that's already first and foremost. Second of all, it does come across as condescending or arrogant to then try to be like, well, here's what you could have done better, or whatever the case, or like trying to teach somebody or lecture somebody or mansplain some shit, right? And I've seen this a lot with women who I've seen in the fighting game community, but even with other players, or like I said, even in my own experience, right? And there's often times where it's like you'll sometimes have somebody who will come through trying to teach you something that you already know or explain something to you that you already know. Maybe somebody who may not even know more than you, they might know something that you don't, but in general don't have more knowledge, which doesn't mean that you can't learn from them, right? Or somebody who's less skilled than you, which again, still doesn't mean that you can't learn from them, but it's like, I feel like, in my experience oftentimes, this type of attitude or mindset or like interaction or action in general comes from somebody who is not genuinely seeking to help you improve or to teach somebody or that into a self-fulfillment kind of place where they're only doing it to boost their own ego. Have something to offer to somebody, not because they want to see some shit. And again, I say this from personal experience. This is something that I have encountered.
It doesn't even have a mapping on my shit. It's just here.
As long as I continue doing content creation and playing fighting games on YouTube and Twitch and etc. etc. But with that being said, despite the fact that some people do it with ill will or like, you know, ulterior motives or whatever the case may be, that doesn't mean that it warrants a super negative or super harsh reaction. Now, here's the part that I don't really understand though, and the part that confuses me the most. While I understand that if this is something that I wanted to chime in on, I could have done it in a much more respectful manner. If you scroll through this person's replies, and you scroll through their quote tweets, and even as I was scrolling through my For You page, I saw a lot of people who are essentially in agreement with me who were saying the exact same thing, sometimes almost verbatim, right? But they would call this person an asshole, a jerk, or saying that they lack social awareness, whatever the case may be. And the point of this video isn't to dunk on this guy, so I'm not trying to do that. I hope people don't go and like hate moms. So that's not what this is about, right? Whether you agree with me, or disagree with me, or agree with them, or disagree with them in this situation, right? That's not the point. The part that confuses me is that I see a ton of people echoing the same sentiment or saying the same thing as me, right? But in my replies, and in my quotes, I'm the one getting dunked on. And it was one of those situations where I had to step back and like, wait, am I the jerk? Am I the one being a dickhead? And again, like, calling the guy an asshole, uncalled for. Could have worded that in many other ways, whether I just wanted to say that, you know, you're the one being the jerk here, or, you know, you need to learn some social awareness, whatever the case may be, right? But I see a lot of people verbatim, damn near, saying the same things as me, but getting a much different reaction. And it's to the point now where I'm like, when did I, as a person, become someone who can say the exact same thing as someone else, but because it came from me, people disagree with it or take it a certain way, or hear it when somebody else says it. I don't really know when that became a thing. And on top of that, for that matter, to make this even more interesting, if you go to the streamer in question's VOD, which we're going to do here in just a moment, if you go to the VOD and listen to how they responded to this person when they arrived in chat, you know, offering advice, they were not rude or disrespectful at all, in my opinion. In fact, I feel like they were quite tame and quite polite, despite the fact that they were kind of annoyed and frustrated with the results of the matches that they played. And, you know, they have an interaction that we'll cover later, where they basically hashed it all out. But it's mind-blowing to me the high road that the streamer took, because in my opinion, they were very, very tame. And if you don't believe me, you can listen to the interaction right here for yourself.
GG's. Howard, we'll play again, don't worry. I couldn't deal with the mashing. I'm at a point where I'm still learning the character, so I can't do it like the obvious mash. I've played Uni as well, I'm not a new player as well. Don't worry. You got as many as on this one.
That's it. That is the interaction. That is the altercation that started all of this. And like the point of this video isn't to show like, oh no, look, this guy really is a jerk and this, and that. But I'm just providing the context. And I say this today because like I wanted to like go back and be like, oh man, that was kind of rude of me. But it's like upon seeing this, you'd be like, look, bro, he was so polite. He was so tame in his response, despite the fact that he was, you know, probably a little bit annoyed or something. I wouldn't even say that he sounds annoyed or frustrated or all that salty and this, not all. And I know, like me, I've felt way worse after, you know, some of my losses sometimes, as some of you could probably relate. And again, we got to be better about how we handle things and how we talk to people. We're a little upset because we lost a video game. It's not that deep, that serious at the end of the day, right? But regardless, same could be said about the follow-up tweet that ensued after this interaction because that wasn't warranted at all. And in fact, I thought there was so much sauce put on that tweet to the point that it feels so disingenuous that it's damn near like you lied because that guy wasn't rude at all. What the soul said was so polite and tame, in my opinion. Maybe you guys disagree, but I don't know. And like I said, the point of this video isn't to like dunk on this guy in particular. I'm just providing context about the situation because it's like there's a lot of things, different tangents and things that are going on and come back to circling around. So I'm just trying to provide all this context, whatever. But yeah, it's just crazy to me. And like given this context, it's just like I feel like it also kind of shows that like this guy maybe wasn't being genuine or altruistic in his response. It was coming from kind of a place of ego because you then running to the internet to brag. He double confronted this guy who said, yeah, you know, I'm a new character, I'm still learning, I'm not into the game, but yeah, I'm just figuring out how this works. He's like, yeah, I double confronted him after he was rude to me. It's like, nah, bro, that just kind of shows that, like, you probably shouldn't have been given the benefit of the doubt, which is why I responded the way that I did with my tweet, and why a lot of people feel the same way, unless, I guess, it comes from me, because when I say it, it's like a horrible take, me being a dickhead, or people thinking I'm some sort of villain. But if the top player says it, Big Bird says it, or if Kill Stage says it, or if Kissy K says it, or if basically anyone else says it, then it's okay. You know, and all the people I just named, them was my homies, so I ain't got no problem with that. Well, I don't know Big Bird, but the rest of them is my homies, so it's cool. But it's just like, when did I get this reputation of like being like, oh, Lotus said it, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? While I do feel I could have worded my tweet a little bit better, a bit more respectful or tasteful with how I said it, I still stand on it. Like I still agree that, in my opinion, the guy who made the tweet is more so in the wrong than the streamer is, especially now with even more context, which just makes it even that much crazier that without this context, the people are dunking on me. But it is what it is, I guess. I just, you know, we're gonna talk more about this as this video goes on. As you can tell, this video goes on for a while, so yeah, just stick around, stay tuned. But with that being said, they're obviously very mature and very responsible, and just some good ways of handling that situation, even if it does come from a place of ill will, malintent, whatever the case may be. Like, if you ignore it, you can politely decline whatever advice, you can simply say, Jesus, guy, just go on with your day, because at the end of the day, like, it's a video game, right? It's never that deep, it's never that serious, and I feel like that's something that's worth noting as well, particularly with me, is that, I feel oftentimes I'm taken out of context or misunderstood, and this is going to get to the whole other conversation that we're going to touch on later, but it's like, a lot of times because of the choice of language I use or the wording that I may give it gets interpreted in a certain way, regardless of the context. I feel like the context matters a lot. Obviously, in this text, that type of context can get taken out, or it can be lost, right? Like, as we said earlier, it's kind of hard sometimes to discern what somebody's meaning or what their tone is, or whatever, when it's just words typed out, right? But if somebody were to come into my chat, I'd be like, Kurt told me, it was like, GG's, and it was funny, it's like, you bum-ass nigga, right? Because I said bum-ass nigga, right? Like, if I were to reply to somebody and just said bum-ass nigga, like, in the chat, that sounds way aggressive. It's like, yo, it's not that serious, like, why are you tripping, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, when I say, you a bum-ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's the way I said it, the inflection of the voice, you know, the context, the tone, that all means a lot and carries a lot of weight. Or at least so I thought, right? I thought that this was something that was like damn near universally understood. It didn't necessarily need to be explained. But over my years on the internet, I've learned that even in like out loud speech, some people don't really get that context or interpret it how you meant it because of the words that were used. And that's something that I've had to accept and understand. And that's why I would like to improve in how I speak to people, how I respond to people. Because even if you're saying something in a joking manner, obviously not everybody's always going to take that the right way. And certain words just don't mean the same thing to certain people, or certain words just, you know, have a different kind of impact on them, right? For example, I'm black, I say the N-word, it is what it is, right? I'm sure a lot of you are accustomed to hearing it from other black people, and if you're black, you probably use it a lot as well. But there are certain groups of people out there who don't like being called that, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're black or not, whether they're black or not, hey bro, don't call me no nigga. Okay, cool. And you gotta respect that, right? And so likewise, it's like, if I were to call somebody a bum-ass nigga and they take offense to that, I can't just be like, oh bro, I was a joke. I mean, I can't say, oh, I was just joking, but it's like, if that's something that like offends them, then at some point, I gotta take a step back and be like, okay, let me not use that type of language towards this person because they don't like that, they take offense to that. And that's something that's sometimes easier said than done, especially when you're grown up speaking or carrying yourself a certain way for so long or whatever. But yeah, and also, in case you haven't realized by now, this is gonna be a long tangent ramble thing that probably goes on for a while, right? We'll get back to the Twitter. Let me go back to the full screen because we're already like 10 minutes deep and I was in a small box for a minute. But yeah, so anyway, going on. I feel like the way you say the words matters a lot, but at the end of the day, certain words are going to mean certain things to certain people, and that's just the way it is. So even in this tweet, right, where I said I hate to burst your bubble, but you are the asshole, I could have definitely chosen a different word other than asshole. And like if I could go back and edit the tweet, I would, right? It's already too late, the damage is already done or whatever. And that's just something about me in general that, and I understand this, and it's something that I'm genuinely trying to work on, is that I can be very abrasive. And so something that I've been doing is trying to be less abrasive and choose my words more carefully. Again, I don't always do the best job, right? But also just being very open-minded and being corrected or to responding gently to somebody who misinterprets the things that I'm saying or misunderstands the intent behind what I was saying, whatever the case may be, right? So actually, if I take you to my replies, you can see a couple of the tweets that I wrote back replying to my quote tweet of this person. Anyway, moving on, we also have a quote from Asoma here, who was a high-level fighting game player themselves. It says, "I can understand not appreciating unsolicited advice, since some do it for ego. Very, very often the case in my experience. However, it seems some use that as an excuse to have childish and that's also very common in my experience. Assuming the worst intentions and going off is not going any, I assume they may not doing any favors for the streamer or potential viewer. And I agree. Although it can be difficult to not assume the worst when experiencing proving that assumption to usually be the case, I think more etiquette should be practiced on both ends." To which they replied, "I do think more can be done about it on both ends. While I can't say the OP original poster is doing it purely for altruistic reasons, I think giving the benefit of the doubt is just better for everyone. If you already know or someone proves themselves to be an asshole, then go in by all means." And this is another point that I kind of want to talk about for a bit, as it pertains to giving somebody the benefit of the doubt. In the past, I would say that I was somebody who more often than not would give chatters and viewers or whoever's in my chat or my comments the benefit of the doubt. These days, I would say that it's very far from the case. And the reason for that being is that because in the past, I would have a multitude of different people come through to the streams or whatever, and I was trying to be, a friendly content creator. If we're being honest, I've never been a super overly social, like super friendly, chummy, I'm trying to be everybody's friend and make everybody happy kind of person, right? But with being a content creator, you're trying to put your best foot forward and seem more personable, right? I'd say that I'm being fake, but I'm just being personable, right? I'm just making myself, more approachable and just trying to act according to how I see fit to the environment, to the people around me. And so, when in my first few years of doing the streams and stuff like that, I would sometimes see comments where I would think to myself, that person's gonna be a problem, or straight up this person's an idiot, or or whatever, right? And you don't immediately respond that way. These days you might get doing that, right? But it didn't used to be that way. But what I noticed over time is that there were time and time again where I would see somebody who would be kind of weird, kind of give me a weird vibe or whatever, or I would interpret something a certain way, and maybe I'm thinking too deep, or I'm looking too far into it, or this person hasn't necessarily done anything wrong. And then my gut instinct ended up being right, and the person was somebody who eventually needed to be banned, or hidden in the comments, or whatever the case may be. This has happened, again, countless times. I cannot tell you how many times this happened, where somebody comes in the chat, and it's not always about, they beat me in a set, they said GG's, but just in a very general sense, where it's you want to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I would do it over and over again, where it's okay, this person's just, maybe that there were no bad intentions here, or maybe there's not something to really dwell on or worry too much about, and then you kind of let that behavior ensue, and then you just kind of let them, hang around until they eventually show the true colors of what I thought to be true. And I tend to consider myself a pretty good judge of character, but I'm only human at the end of the day, and I can there are tons of things I'm wrong about life. Way more things I'm going to continue to be wrong about life till the day that I die. That's just how it is, right? But that being said, I feel my track record shows that in terms of judging this character, or reading the minds of what I think the person's going to be more often than not, I feel as though I am right. But I say all that to say that the reason why it has become so difficult to give people the benefit of the doubt, even if they maybe are being altruistic or have good intentions or being genuine, is that because in the past I have encountered some of these disingenuous people, or I've encountered so many people where I gave them the benefit of the doubt, and then they proved that they weren't worthy to give that benefit to. It just becomes difficult, you know what I'm saying? It's when you've given people so many chances, or given so many chances to people, and they've let you down over and over and over again, you start to be like, alright, I gotta clean myself up a little bit, I gotta keep my guard up a little bit more, and then you start hardening your shell more and more and more, and you get to a certain point, and I feel like I'm at a point now where my shell has been philosophical per se, but like, you know, I'm trying to be a little less abrasive. That's the word I'm probably gonna hear people say. Again, I've already said this a few times, but being less abrasive in how I handle situations or how I personally want to work on that a lot of people can work on, especially as a content creator. And no one's perfect, right? No one's the same, but there are a few creators who, like, I watch very regularly that I marvel at their ability to navigate the waves of people that they have gone through, whether that's Seijan, whether that's Maximilian, or even if that's the homie to kill Sage, who is like one of the super huge content creators, but he's a decent sized creator with a decent sized following. And like when I watch his stream and see his comments or whatever, or his replies to comments, it's like, yeah, I don't know how you do it, man. Your patience is a lot better than mine, because I'm a guy who has a lot of patience when it comes to like real life things, like, oh, I'm waiting for this package, or I'm trying to build this house of cards, or like waiting for this food to cook. But like when it comes to dealing with people, my patience can be very thin. And I don't know why that is exactly, but again, one of those things that I know that I need to work on, so that's just what I have to do. Anyway, going back to some of these tweets, we have somebody who replied and says, honestly, it just makes it sound like you're a man child, especially when the person isn't coming off. Don't want the advice, just don't respond. And to some extent, you know, this person makes a good point. I don't entirely agree, but only because you can't really tell for absolute certain when it's like somebody being condescending. I feel like the default for a lot of us, myself included, is to assume the worst. And I don't know if I necessarily believe that you should always still give people the benefit of the doubt. It's like going against that gut feeling, like that gut instinct is really hard to me. But I'm open-minded to the idea that everybody's not out to get you. Everybody's not out to be a jerk. So you don't have to keep your guard up like that all the time and then immediately assume the worst about a person and respond in an overly aggressive manner because you interpreted something a certain way. Like, I feel like that's fair, right? But again, you know, I replied to them saying, I said, well, that's probably how I would respond most of the time, because, like, you know, 9 times out of 10, if I see something on the internet and I disagree with it, I don't like, I just ignore it. But the thing about ignoring things is that when you ignore it, it goes unnoticed because you're ignoring it, so nobody will ever know. You guys will never see the hundreds of tweets that I've typed and deleted and never sent, the countless Twitch chats that I've typed up and did backspace after highlighting it all. The countless DMs that I typed up and deleted, you know what I'm saying? You'll never know or never see because I didn't hit send, I didn't hit enter. So I started to go type it up and I was like, it's not worth the time, not worth the energy. This isn't the right move. It's ignore who I'm, right? You'll always see what I do. And that's something that, you know, it kind of like skews the perspective because like there are way more times where I ignore very critical comments or whatever. You'll see every time that I don't because, well, it's they're in the public, right? And so it just kind of warps your perspective, like, oh, why are you always reading to this, or why are you always replying to certain people? This isn't just about me. I'm relating it to myself because, you know, my video, my channel, you know, it also applies to me, but with its rhyme style, C react, Maximilian, Energetic, Okimane, XQC, whoever, right? Sometimes you clap back, sometimes you don't. But when you don't, no one will ever know. But when you do, everyone, because, well, it's documented. But the times that aren't. And this, like, itself goes back to, like, a whole other tweet that I made, like, a couple of years ago. I want to say this, maybe, like, 3-4 years ago. And it's really been that long ago. But I was talking about, like, you know, I feel like some people don't really have the experience, right, to speak on certain subjects or conversations or about how somebody's supposed to react or respond to a situation when you haven't been in that person's shoes, right? Yeah, like I said, I made a whole tweet about that once upon a time because I don't want to rant on the stream. I digress. So anyway, going back, my response to that person was, well, that's probably how I would personally respond most of the time. But by the same token, coming in the chat like that comes off as disingenuous and condescending the majority of the time, or most of the time. I definitely meant to write majority, like I wrote the most. Not grammatically correct or whatever. It's more about self-fulfillment than actually trying to help someone for a lot of those people. And again, that comes from personal experience. In my experience, it's not about actually helping somebody. It's about somebody trying to feed their own ego. Very rarely is it somebody actually genuinely being altruistic. It's not about them wanting to see the person that they were with. I wanted to showcase their knowledge or their skill and say like, yeah, I'm so good. You can learn so much from me. You know what I mean? And that's why it gets the type of reaction that it does. And I feel like a lot of people in the FGC kind of have this similar sentiment. There's definitely people who disagree with me and feel like a lot of people who agree. They're like, yeah, you know, it's just kind of like courtesy or etiquette. It's like, okay, you don't come in after stomping somebody. Hey, GG's, by the way, here's some advice. You know what I mean? Not to say that there's like, oh, this code of conduct that everybody must follow, and this is how I feel. You have to respect it because how I feel matters more, and it's the most. And like, you have to baby me because I'm so soft and sensitive. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's how some people kind of took it. And that's not really how I meant it. But yeah, I digress. So anyway, that kind of leads me into like the next thing that I kind of wanted to talk about and ramble about for a bit, and that is that lately I've genuinely been feeling misunderstood. And I'm not trying to come up with like, oh, woe is me, super emo, angsty teenage, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like, as somebody on the internet, again, with a decent sized following, there's a lot of eyes on me, right? And listening to every word that I say and reading every word that I type. And everybody on the internet has an opinion, has a response of some sort. And lately, I've been feeling like, man, I don't even really know how to put it in words. There have been so many cases lately, like in the past year or two, where I'll say something, whether it's in a tweet or in a video, and I'll think I'm making myself very clear, and I'll think that I'm articulating myself as best as I possibly can, and I still get misinterpreted or taken out of context or misconstrued. And it's been something that I've been struggling with a lot, like even more so lately, like in these last few months, and it's become a thing where I have to sit down and take a step back and ask myself, am I just not doing this anywhere near as good of a job as speaking as I think I am? Or are people just being willfully ignorant? And I've been struggling with this a lot. I've been putting a lot of thought to this. Like it's something I've been thinking about basically every day. It's like, okay, am I doing a poor job of speaking? Can I do a better job? And like, you know, a lot of times, and in a lot of these cases, I'm like, okay, I could have said this better. I could have worded this, whatever. But then there's like other situations where I feel like something that's very simple. And it's like I don't understand how somebody took this and turned it into that, right? And one thing I've had to remind myself is that a lot of people on the internet are just very argumentative for the sake of being argumentative. There are a lot of people who are always hunting for a reason to be upset, for a reason to argue, people who disagree with you just for the sake of disagreeing, and people who will like you or dislike you for no real reason either. The thing I don't want to fall into is the trap of just thinking like, oh, just writing off anything and everything. It's like, oh, that person's just being a hater, or that person is just being ignorant, or whatever. Because it's very easy to just shrug those types of things off. Be like, oh, this person's just an idiot. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, it's a them problem, not a me problem. But lately, there have been so many cases where it's hard for me to discern, okay, was that a me problem or was that a them problem? Are they being willfully ignorant? Does this person just want to argue? Could I have done better here? Could I have done better there? And like I said, definitely cases where I can do better, where I can be better. But it's absolutely something I've been struggling with a lot. And I wanted to talk about it in this video, and I even thought about talking about it in a tweet, but it's kind of hard to even figure out where to look for answers to something like this, like, because these are questions that I ask myself and things that I think about. But like, I'm sure a lot of you guys in the comments will be like, oh man, like, no, Los, you're right, this is that, because the majority of you guys are always going to agree with me, right? Whether it's because I'm just one of your favorite content creators, or you genuinely do agree with me, or you're going with like the popular opinion is, or whatever the case may be, right? I don't think I've ever had a video where it's mostly negative. Even like some of my videos that have like the most dislikes on, or like I said or did something that people didn't really agree with, or like struck a strong reaction with people. So it was like 80% or more positive, right? Like I made the Eddie Gordo video a few days ago, and that warranted a pretty negative reaction from a decent amount of people. And that video still has like 89% likes, which is low-ish, I guess, in comparison to like the normal 98 or 99% I normally get on a video, right? Because nobody gets 100. Well, I mean, some people probably get 100%. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to a certain level, they always have dislikes. And that doesn't, the dislikes themselves doesn't bother me. I don't care about that. But it is a good way to gauge, okay, I'm eliciting a negative reaction from people. Why am I eliciting that reaction? And with that video in specific, a lot of that is the case of people like not actually watching the video or listening to the things that I have to say, or just having their own opinion, disagreeing, and hitting the dislike button. And that is what it is. But just in a very general sense, I've had people respond very negatively to me about things I didn't think were that deep or that serious. And that's something I kind of wanted to touch on earlier. Like, it kind of slipped my mind just because we're all over the place and whatever, right? Going back to what I was saying about language and like how I word things is that I think people also believe that because I'll use certain words that I'm a lot more passionate about something or care a lot more than I really do. But at the end of the day, it's like once I turn the game on, that shit don't really matter to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking about most of that stuff. The things that I'm thinking about, yeah, that is something I definitely wanted to know, and I wish I'd have remembered to bring it back up earlier and circle around to that kind of thought. But it was like, because of my word choice oftentimes, I think people think that I'm way more passionate, more sensitive, more emotional, care a lot more about certain things than I really do. But in all reality, this is how I fucking talk, you know what I mean? But especially when it's a tweet, because like I said earlier with my example, like bum ass nigga, like there's a big difference between reading bum ass nigga and hearing me saying, yo, bum ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a big difference. But anyway, going back to what I was just saying just before that, yeah, it's kind of hard to even look or to find those answers because, you know, if I make a tweet, most people are going to agree with me because most of the people are going to see it on my own followers. If I be talking about this video, most of you guys are going to be on my side because you're my audience, right? And so it's kind of hard to find out what the real answer is or like what I should be looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like this video in make at the end of the day with the video. Like I said, it's just me rambling and getting some thoughts out there. But I feel like more and more often lately, I'll say something, whether it's and no matter how clear I think I'm being or how I think it should be interpreted, the people who always take it differently or the wrong way and turn it into an argument, and more reasons to like latch out or have this like super negative action. And I'm like, I didn't think it was like that, or I didn't think it was that serious, or I didn't think it was that deep, or I thought I did a much better job of doing this, or explaining this, or talking about this, right? And, you know, I can't really figure out the difference between people who are just doing that for the sake of it, or when there are times where it's like, okay, no, that was my fault, and I should have said this better, I should have done this better. But I've seen people who's like, nah, Little's like, you're not your bro, like, you know, how do you do it, blah, blah, blah. But it's just not that simple to me, you know what I mean? Especially when it feels like it's happening so frequently lately, it's like, okay, if this is like, if this is a pattern, if this is something that's happening this often, like, it's gonna be something on my end, right? That's what I started thinking, that's what I started saying to myself, like, okay, if this is happening much more frequently and this often, it has to be something you're saying, the way you're carrying yourself, or how you're articulating it, or the words you're using, the fact, something you're doing has to be wrong. It has to be an error on your end for people to keep acting this way. But that's not necessarily true, because this is the internet, and things don't always make sense. People don't have to have a logical reasoning or basis for their arguments or for their conversation just for the sake of it. Whether it's just to fuck with you, or just to get a reaction out of you, or just because they're bored, or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Like, people will say shit just cause, for no reason. You don't have to have a logical reason or basis to say what you want to say. On the internet, people just say anything. And that's what makes it so hard. Because you don't know who has a genuine opinion on something, and like they a genuine misunderstanding, and like this is how you need to correct them or correct yourselves, or if there's any issue at all, you know what I mean? And I don't know, like I said, no real point to this conversation. It's just something that's been on my mind a lot lately, and I kind of just wanted to discuss it and throw it out there and just, I don't know, see how you guys feel. You know what's funny? You know the video that I made a couple of days ago, right? The video about Punk's tweet. I made that tweet where it was like, you know, our fighting game is luck based. In that video, I discussed the tweet that Punk made where he was like, Tekken is like the last fighting game that actually requires your opponent to be more skilled than the other in order to win. And you know, that's the quick Spark Notes version of it. But in that video, I was basically asking a question about whether or not people feel as though the skill gap is shortening between low-level and high-level players, and whether fighting games these days are making it easier for lower-level players to beat higher-level players, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, the best title that I came up with at the time of publishing the video was Are Fighting Games Luck-Based? Because in that video, we also talked about RPS and putting people in guessing situations and how easy people get to those guessing situations, et cetera, and, you know, how fighting games have been dumbed down and how they have allowed lower-level players to put high-level players in a situation where it's like both players are guessing, whatever's wrong loses, you know what I'm saying? So that it allows for a lower-level player to compete with somebody who's more skilled or knowledgeable in general, but all are human in the eyes of 50-50, you know what I'm saying? RPS is RPS. Take a guess, you know what I'm saying? And so basically, I wanted to have a discussion more so about that and about whether or not, you know, that was the case if those games are requiring more skill. You know what I'm saying? Basically, just talking about is the skill gap shortening and everything like that, and how people feel about RPS, and, you know, is there any truth to Punk's tweet? And the majority of the comments, like, the video did really well. It got a lot of engagement, a lot of comments, a lot of likes. People seem to enjoy the discussion, but the majority of the comments were just saying, like, oh, yeah, like, yeah, there's luck in everything. You know, there's luck in all aspects of life. There's always going to be a factor of luck. And it was all about, like, the luck thing from the title, and not necessarily a lot about, like, the meat and potatoes of what I spoke about in the video. And that was, again, one of those cases where it's like, okay, was that my fault for, like, not coming up with the best title? Did I not kind of get a point across what I really wanted people to talk about in the comments? Or did people just, like, read the title and they just left the comment without it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's kind of hard to gauge that, you know what I'm saying? But that was one of those videos where, you know, I saw the analytics and I was like, okay, the engagement is high, lots of likes, lots of comments, the audience retention was good, but I still didn't get the type of, you know, discussion or comments that I wanted from it. That's just one of those cases where it's like, oh, I wasn't, like, misinterpreted in a way that was, like, negative, like, people were angry with me, you know, there was, like, an argument or a debate, but it was like, damn, did I fuck up here, or are people just, like, you know, just responding without really listening to what I had to say? And I still don't have an answer to that, because another thing, too, is that, like, when I see somebody's comment, I don't know how much of the video they watched or listened to. Or when I see somebody reply to a tweet, I don't know if they've listened or read the entire tweet. You know, there are some people who watch 30 seconds of the video. There's some people who this video might end up being damn near an hour long by the time we finish yapping, and they might listen to every single word that I have to say. But I don't know who's who. I can see certain things, but I can't see the specifics down to the nitty-gritty like that. So I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't think I'll ever have a true answer to it. It's something I'll continue to ask myself and just try to do the best that I can to be the best person and content creator that I can be. This is kind of going to be, I guess, a never-ending journey that I guess you guys will embark on with me if I'm lucky. I kind of want to bring this back up earlier and go back to the Twitter question, but like I said, I'm all over the places because I don't script these things. I'm literally just turning on the camera and just yapping and rambling. But if we go back to the Bard tweet and we go from there, just we should be able to see the replies. We're able to find this person right here, John Jack, aka Sokuro or Sokuroi. But this is the player, the streamer in question, who they had the altercation with. And he responded by saying, "I want to apologize to you firsthand. I was tilting during the match we played. It's never my intention to disrespect people." We find this tweet right here. John Jack, aka Sokuro, I believe is their name, which is the streamer in question that Havard had actually played against and went to their chat. And he responded by saying, "I want to apologize to you firsthand. I was tilting during the match we played. It's never my intention to disrespect people or ruin the amazing vibe of the game we played. I do apologize, I was out of line completely." And this goes back to a point I made earlier where even though I don't agree with the approach that Havard had in the chat, did it warrant a super overly negative or aggressive reaction from anyone? No, of course not. Depending on the situation and how you're feeling, the vibes and emotions, the context, whatever, it's like, this can be seen as like very condescending, or it can be very genuine. Like I said before, it's like, this is one of those things where like, this could definitely strike you as like, oh, this person's trying to stroke their own ego, blah, 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 or if you're a much more optimistic person and not necessarily as negative as I can be, whatever. By contrast, you might say, like, oh, this is like a very genuine, nice, helpful person who's trying to help somebody improve and learn the game, whatever. This is somebody who's been around for minutes, so they have some confidence, whatever. Yeah, knowing me, that's not how I would have interpreted it, especially not in situations like, oh, this person whooped my ass, now they come in, I've been playing for like 5 years, you know, you want some advice, let me know, you know, I have to play, you know, say I'm kind of that nigga around town. I'll be like, man, fuck you, fuck yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I know me, right? Maybe that's not how I should be, you know what I'm saying? Again, I want to highlight this interaction because the way they handle it is beautifully. This is the type of thing that you want to see in the community where we have these rational exchanges where it's like, you know, both sides can acknowledge, you know, what they could have done better or like take accountability, apologize, and be like, no, this is how we continue to grow, play, and learn, whatever. And Havard responded by saying, "Hey, sorry for putting you on blast. I've just been frustrated by the way it turned out. I'm used to the scene being smaller and new people asking lots of questions, so that response was unusual. Discord hit me up." So for the most part, at the end of the day, I think this turned out pretty positive. Although the reaction and engagement of this spark, including, like I said, from myself, the damage, if you want to call it that, has already been done there. But I'm glad that at least between those two, things seem to have worked out for the best. This is one of the things where I was like, "Oh, motherfucker, you an asshole." Because, like, again, because I have experience with it. Like, this is something I've experienced time and time again. So when I seen it, I was like, here we go, another one of these dudes who think, it's like, oh, no, I was just trying to help. Like, no, you weren't. You weren't trying to help. You was just trying to be a dick. You was just trying to stroke your own ego. Just trying to flex. I've seen that a lot. But that's pretty much it, man. Long ramble video. This is close to like an hour long at this point. I don't know how long it is. Like, it's like counting some of the dead air. Yeah, man, I don't know. The internet's an interesting place. Context and tone matter a lot, and a lot of times those are lost through text. But something I've learned is that even through speech, a lot of times those things don't translate the way that you expect that you would want them. And so I know for me personally, that is something that I'm struggling with a lot, and how to navigate. I don't know if it's something I'm ever going to quite figure out, but it's something I'll definitely keep trying. But yeah, I don't know what type of comments we need in this video. I don't even know what type of comments I want to see in this video, but I really enjoyed listening to me ramble. Hour at this point. So, well, let me know your thoughts and comments section down below. This video with the like, enjoy, subscribe if you haven't already, so you can see the post. What's the name? Remember.
That's dope. Same amount of time, all that shit.